Hello and welcome to the video tutorial Linux for beginners. My name is Sai and I am from Onion Secure and a beginner as you are. Today in this tutorial we will be learning something about files and file system in Linux. Before moving anywhere ahead, let us first answer a few questions. How many Linux distros are there out? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 100 plus? And the next one is, which is the best Linux distro? Is it Red Hat, Ubuntu, Android, or each distro is best for its target users? Now, let's move towards files in Linux. In Linux, everything we see is a file. If something is not a file, then it's a process. There are general files, while some are special files. But still, all are just files. Files are files and even directories are files. A regular text, images are files and even program and services are files. It doesn't stop here, but our input and output devices are also files and peripheral devices are also the files. Now, let us see different types of files. The first file type is a regular file. These are our general files which include text file, images, videos, executable files and also our programs. The next are directories. These are similar to folders in Windows. Directories are home for other files. Then comes character devices and block devices. Character devices are the files which allow users and programs to communicate with hardware peripheral devices, whereas block devices are similar to character device. They mostly govern hardware like hard drives and memory. Then comes the links. Links are shortcuts which we create in Windows. Next are sockets and name pipes. Sockets are similar to TCP sockets. It's an endpoint for communication, whereas name pipes act as similar to sockets. They act as a process of communication. Out of the above 7 files, only few files bother us like general file, directories and links, whereas other files are not generally used by the normal users. Now, let us learn about the disk partitions. There are two kinds of major disk partition in Linux. The first one is data partition. Data partition is a partition where the normal Linux system data, including the root partition, is stored. Even the boot files are stored over here. The other one is swap. Swap is used for expansion of the computer's physical memory using the extra memory on the hard drive. Now, let us see basic file structure in Linux. In Linux, files are in a tree structure where the tree starts with the root directory and further branches out to various subdirectories. Root is always denoted by the /. Now, let us see the content of various directories in Linux. /bin includes common programs shared by the system admins and the users. /boot includes startup files. The kernel is also present over here. /dev contains all the CPU peripheral hardware files. /ect contains most important system config files. It's similar to a control pane in Windows. /home is a home directory for common users. /lib contains file for all kind of programs needed by the system and the users. /found contains the files which are saved during the failures. /misc is used for the miscellaneous purpose. /opt typically contains extra and third-party software, whereas /root is a root directory or the admin directory. /temp is a temporary space used by a system. It's always clean at the time of reboot, so we have not to save any files over here. /user contains programs, libraries, document of all users, and programs. /var is a storage for all variable and temporary files created by the users. The file contains log files, mail queues, space for temporary storage, etc. Friends, we have taken a basic information about the files and file system in Linux. Now let's meet in the next tutorial to understand the types of users in Linux. Thank you. Thank you friends for watching this video tutorial. If you like the content and way of explaining, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Please read my blogs for further notes.